Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Ruby Tuesday. Before I start, I just want to tell you if you hear like a kind of weird sound, it's my printer. I'm trying to print out something I need for this video and it's going so slow. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I just have like a poor connection or what, but it's like slowly, ever so slowly inching out this paper that I'm trying to print out so that I can work on this journal spread that I'm going to show you guys. But so if you hear like this weird noise, that's what it is. So I'm super excited to be back with you guys, and I had to skip my last Ruby Tuesday project because I was just like so close to getting my studio space set up and it just wasn't ready yet, and I didn't have a proper filming area or space or even a place to work. So it's kind of hard to even be like really inspired, right? When you don't have anywhere to do anything. It felt hard for me to like get in the zone. So for my project, I wanted to show you this planner. This is a planner that I made a long time ago. Let's see, when did I start this? March 2021. So I created this little shabby little book in March of 2021, and I kind of used Heather from Ruby and Pearl. I used her, inspiration from her video where she created a planner out of an old book. So I think she actually did sort of an altered book type thing. And she turned it into a planner, and she used her 12-month calendar kit to do sort of like her monthly planning. So what I did was made myself this little kind of shabby, floppy little book. It's sort of like a semi-hardcover book. It like appears to be a hardcover book, but really the cover is very, it's just a couple of pieces of cardstock put together along with all the layers of papers on top and on the inside. So not super sturdy, but not like a hardcover book. Anyhow, I made made myself this little book. I kind of just was playing with all my papers and not really trying to make it like, you know, super amazing. I just knew I wanted to use this beautiful French receipt. This is from, I want to say the French invoices kit that she has. As always, we'll link everything in the description box. I glued a French invoice from the French invoices kit to the cover, and so I've got that on the cover and then on the back as well. And then I've just done some additional collaging of my own with some Italian paper and my little shop stamp that I have, and some vintage tickets, and this sticker. This is a beautiful little Victorian sticker. This is from Kim from Dodges and Daisies. And then this is just a little bit of gold flecked paper that Rose Hill Paper Cottage Heather custom made for me last year sometime. So, oh, there goes my paper. So anyway, I wanted to make myself like a sort of a book that I could just do whatever I want in, that serves as my monthly planner and whatever else I feel like. So sort of like if I feel like journaling, then I'll journal. If I feel like writing, you know, doing my month and planning out my month, I'll do that. If I feel like doing goals, then I'll write down my goals and stuff like that. And then, yeah, here, I'll go ahead and start showing you everything in here. So basically, the first page, I just made like a simple little collage with things around my desk. When I collage, I just kind of grab like scraps that are nearby and around my desk. I don't seek out specific little pieces or anything like that to make like this amazing artistic spread. I just grab what's near me and, you know, utilize that. And it always comes out pretty because I always have beautiful, pretty little scraps around me. So this is from, oh gosh, again, I'll figure out where everything came from and put it in the description, but this is from one of Heather's kits, and I just wanted to do my first page as something really pretty, not with a lot of journaling or words or anything. So, and then this is the month and year that I started this book. I did a little bit of journaling here again and some goals here. Now here is her monthly 12-month monthly kit, where you can fill in the days of the month on your own. So that's not like for any particular year. You can start the month, you know, wherever. And then I just put the year here with a little sticker. These little stickers I got from Patchwork Paper Co. Yeah, so I just kind of planned out my whole month here. The papers that I used for the book were like vintage ledger pages and things like that. So see, I'm kind of erratic with like the way that I journal and plan. It's just like, this is my weekly plan right here. And then this is just like some random notes. Return old navy leggings. Print digitals for cutting later. Okay. So anyway, some journaling and some more planning. So when Heather did her video with her 12-month, when she made her planner with her 12-month kit, she used like little pieces of wallpaper that she had, and she kind of filled in some of like the little blank squares in her month. And I thought that was a really cute idea. So I just copied her and I did that with some wallpaper scraps that I had laying around. So here I just did some random collaging with like a napkin. I just like was decoupaging, and I did glitter and stamping. So I just like let myself have so much fun in this thing. It's like a glue book, a collage book, mainly planning, mainly about goals and to-do things, as you can see. And as I kind of went along, let's see, I've got May, June, July, and then August. And then around August is when this is when I stopped working, because I put myself on maternity leave, and I had my baby boy in September. So now the rest of the book is blank. I want to start planning again now that I'm like back to work and, you know, trying to get back into the flow of things. I want to start planning my month out. So I'm going to go ahead and print, if my printer ever decides to print this paper, I want to I want to plan for March. So I know we're like still in February, but it's like almost the end, I feel like. So I'm not going to plan out a whole month that's like halfway through. And there's sort of a lot going on in March for us. So I'm going to go ahead and do my March spread. But I also want to do some collaging. So while I'm waiting for this printer to print out my calendar, I'm going to do some collaging. So I'm going to just set you guys to some music for the meantime, and I'm just gonna play in here. Oh, and I wanted to mention that the pieces that I selected to do collaging, this is from one of the newer kits. I think it's the 38 Rue Bourbon kit. I wanted to print this specific page out just because it has like smaller elements, and I love each and every one of these, especially this beautiful label here. So I wanted to use this to do my collaging because they're small, and I feel like I can like sort of slap glue on them and glue them all over the place in my journal, just to have something pretty to look at as I'm flipping through the pages. That's really what I'm like, my goal here with this spread is just like, when I go back to reference my March calendar, I can also look at all these pretty things that were inspiring me this month. Anyways, yeah, I just wanted to mention this is from the 38 Rue Bourbon kit, and I also pulled out just some like random scraps, ruby and pearl scraps from my drawer, to see if I want to use these in here. So, and then I also pulled out some little textiles. This is just like some really pretty trim that I have that I think goes with all of this stuff. And this is a scrap from a project that I'm working on that I'll show you. I guess I'll show you after I do my collaging, but it just is like some leftover fabric from a journal that I'm making that I am also using Ruby and Pearl digitals in, of course. So I'll show you that later, but I'm probably gonna just stick this in this journal here just because, you know, it's just like a part of a project that I'm currently working on and will be working on throughout the month of March. So it just has like a little memento, I guess. So anyways, back to music. So I think I'm done with my collaging for this little spread here. I made something that just makes me so happy to look at. This is just all a bunch of pretty papers that I feel like looks really pretty together. This was some packaging that I got in an order. I don't remember what I bought, but this was the packaging, so I used that on the back. Loving this 38 Rue Bourbon kit with this beautiful labels. This is like my favorite thing. Yeah, this just felt good to like glue pretty papers down. So now when I come back to you know, do my planning, the first thing I'll see for March 2022 is like this little spread here, and then, you know, my idea is that I will like open the book to this, and then I'll flip to my monthly calendar, which I'm gonna put here. So my printer is still acting up, so I'm gonna have to go troubleshoot it and then get this calendar page printed, and then we will do our March planning on this spread here. So I will be right back. So while we're waiting for this March calendar page to print, which has been taking entirely too long, I wanted to show you the project that I was telling you about that I'm going to be working on throughout the month of March. And that's this journal here that I just started the other day. And this was just like some textiles that I had put in a pile together a while back, and I sort of like just clipped them all together to do something with later. Like I paired them and then set them aside. So now I recently was playing around in my craft room, or in my new studio, and I put these together in this sort of another like floppy-ish journal, or like semi-hardcover / not hardcover journal. And yeah, this is just like some little cross stitch. This was like a napkin or something, and then just some beautiful textile from Crafty Paper Bits and Sorry. And then this is the spine, which is a stunner, beautiful piece of textile there. It's like bark cloth, I think, and some gold trim. And then this is that rose that I was telling you I wanted to incorporate this little scrap. It came from this fabric, so I might still put this in the journal somehow. I didn't do it in my collage spread, but I want to stick it in there somewhere. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to be working on this little pretty journal here, along with a whole bunch of other ones that I want to finish up from before I put myself on maternity leave. So I have a lot of like unfinished works going on, but this one I just had to get all these textiles that I had in that pile onto a cover, because I saw the pile and I got excited. So this is what I made, and I just wanted to show you that I'm using more of the 38 Rue Bourbon kit in here, because the colors just are so perfect and just match so well with like the colors of this these textiles, and I just thought they just look really beautiful all together. This red rose, like with the deep tones in it here, is amazing. And I have this like really rich red burgundy corduroy on the spine, so I think that just looks really nice and like brings in that red rose. And of course this. So yeah, I like to line my journals usually with well, I have lined a lot of them in the past with the collage pages that come in her kits, because there's so much going on, and I love like just extra everything, and like, you know, a lot to look at, and like really interesting things to look at. So I love using the collage pages for like the end papers, just to have like an interesting entrance to a journal. And then I just put some little extra collage bits on here just to have like another layer of paper, like something, you know, that you can like touch and feel, I guess, like some more texture to these printed pages. So just some little French bits and things. It's gonna be a hidden spine journal, so I kind of just have like all my pieces here, and yeah, it's very much in progress, obviously, but it's got a nice thick spine, and I'm not quite sure what I'll put in here. Probably a bunch of avocado dyed papers, because I just love the pink, and definitely going to use more of the 38 Rue Bourbon kit in this one, and whatever else coordinates, I feel like, with these pretty papers here. So yeah, just a little show and tell of something I'm working on, you know, when I have time. And I'll be working on this again, like I said, through the month of March, so I'm gonna put that in my March planner or March goals too when I go ahead and write those down. So I think my paper's almost done printing, I hope. Okay, so finally it printed out. I don't know what's going on with my printer, but I'm gonna have to talk to my husband about that. So let's go to my spread. This is so pretty. I just love it. I just love looking at all these pretty papers. No rhyme or reason, just it makes me happy. This little trim makes me happy. I love this. Just, and then like the sort of yellow and like light pinks give me like spring vibes, and March is like spring vibes. So yeah, this whole paper, just this whole spread really makes me happy. I feel like doing something that I'm so used to doing, but like doing it again for the first time, because I really haven't done any sort of art or any collaging or any journaling or anything in so long. Anyway, okay, so let's plan March. So I printed this out, and I like to print it 8x10 on my printer settings because I feel like that's just like the perfect size to cover both pages like that. And I just copied like the way that Heather did it in her video, and I'm gonna link her video in the description box as well, so you can see how she made her altered book planner and how she does this. But yeah, I just kind of went off of the way that she did her tutorial and how she does her planning in her book, and that's how I'm doing it in mine. And I actually have another planner that I ordered, and it's actually from Rifle Paper Co., and it matches this. It's from Target. I don't know if you guys saw all the Rifle Paper stuff at Target sort of semi-recently, but they had some really, really cute stuff. So yeah, I have a planner from them coming, and that's going to be more of my like professional planner, where I really write down like business stuff and I guess more important things. This is just like, this book I made was just for like a monthly overview every month, just so that when I flip through it, I kind of just can glance at like what I have going on for the month. And again, like weekly goals or just monthly goals, or just more of a relaxed way of planning. And then the real planner that I purchased that I'm getting in the mail, that one will be, like I said, for more, I'll really reference that for daily, weekly, monthly things. And I won't be doing like collaging and stuff like that in there, because it'll be strictly for like business planning. So anyways, this is my fun planner. And I'm just ripping off the borders here, just using my ruler to do that and create some rough edges, and not being perfect at all here. Okay. All right, so yeah, I'm just gonna kind of use this to cover both of these papers here. And I realized that I used a lot of like really cool ledger paper in this book, and all I've been doing is covering it up, like completely. Like, like you can barely see any of this beautiful ledger that I've included in here. Like, this will all get covered up eventually. So I should have just made this whole entire book like blank white paper, because all I'm doing is covering up all these special pretty papers. But oh well, it's okay. So in March, there's a couple things going on in our lives. My little baby boy turns 6 months on March 3rd. And my husband is going on a snowboarding trip one weekend. And then the next weekend, he and I are going to Palm Springs for a wedding. And we've got my sister and my mom that'll be watching my children. And what else? Oh, my son has his 6-month checkup, and I think we have some March birthdays, friends' birthdays, so I'm gonna go ahead and just start numbering everything and writing down my important things that I can remember off the top of my head. Okay, so that's all the planning I'm gonna do for the month. I know I have some friends who have birthdays around here. My friend Brittany. Brittany, if you're watching this, comment in the comment section, please, and tell me what date your birthday is. I always forget. I know it's you, Kayla. Please remind me if you're watching. That would be really cool if you commented. And yeah, I'm just gonna leave it here for now. And then, oh, I saved this little piece from the kit, the 38 Rue Bourbon kit, because I wanted to put this in my, somewhere in here, so I'll probably put it up here. Let's see. Yeah, that looks super cute right there. Beautiful little rose. I just love all these little elements that Heather has. Like, I could just imagine Heather's like paper collection and like all of her stuff. Like, when you see her kits, it's like, where does she get all this stuff? Like, I bet she has this like just amazing treasure chest full of beautiful French papers and things. So pretty little rose there. And what else do I want to do on here? Let's see. Oh, this little calling card printable. I'll put that somewhere. I hate to cut off all this pretty script stuff, but maybe I'll use scissors for this, because all of this is so pretty. And like, I would, if I was just doing like collaging on a bigger, you know, where I had a bigger area, I would probably just leave that on because it's so pretty. I like how she does that. She puts the images on top so you can kind of use the background for something, and if you don't want to, you just cut it off. And then when you cut it off, you can also use the pieces that you cut off like that for something else. So you don't have to throw it away just because you're cutting out the image. Okay, so set these aside. Where do I want to put this? Okay, so I wrote down a couple of March goals. I need to make sure I clock all my hours worked. I'm trying to be better about clocking my hours and just like giving myself, so I can give myself an idea of how much time I'm actually working. That was something that I should have been doing a long time ago, and I want to get more organized this year. So that is my goal, to clock all my hours. And guess what? I'm filming this video and I'm not clocking it. So got to do that. And I would like to get an early start on my design team project for next month. So not sure what that's going to be yet, or maybe that'll be that journal that I showed you guys, and maybe that'll be my project because I do plan on using so many Ruby and Pearl digitals in there. But just, I would like to make some serious moves on that. And then finish up as many half-finished projects as possible. Finish up as many half-finished. Okay. I have a lot of half-finished projects, like things that I was working on a couple months ago, and just all really beautiful covers and things that I would like to just finish up because they're just sitting there, and I just keep moving on to different things, and I need to, like, you know, commit to finishing things. And drink more water, because who doesn't need to drink more water? And then finish tag book swap, which is just a swap that I'm doing with a group of ladies, and it needs to be done by April-ish. So I want to make some serious moves on that as well, and dedicate a couple of hours every week to that so that I can have that done in a timely manner. And I'm super excited about that because I've already started my cover, and I can't wait to send it to my person. But anyway, so those are my little March goals, and that's all I've got for now. Maybe I'll do some more stuff for March throughout the month or towards the end of this month. You know, I can come back and revisit this as much as I want, and of course fill in my calendar as I go. But yeah, that's just, I wanted to show you how I set up my months. It's very much like the same way that Heather, you know, showed in her video, and I wanted to show you my little book that I made in March of last year, and how I've used it. So yeah, I hope you guys like this. And a couple of the other girls on the design team have planning videos as well, so go ahead and check those out too, for sure. And see the different ways that everybody else does their planners. Rose Hill Paper Cottage, Heather, she has an amazing, beautiful planner that she put together, so check her video out. So that's it for me, and it was so nice talking with you guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, bye.